Welcome back to Icarus Patchnotes week 144. Yes, I'm back home, so hopefully the audio will be a bit better as well. And since I'm back home, there will be subsequent gameplay again today. Haven't been playing Icarus for 3 weeks, withdrawal symptoms. So yeah, there will be subsequent gameplay. Anyway, I'm switching over to Discord because I'm here with Carl as well. Yo Carl, how you doing?
It's Friday, so I'm doing well. And how about yourself?
Not bad at all. Finally back home from vacation, so my own PC, like dual screen, everything, better audio and everything, and
Yeah,
gameplay
no.
afterwards.
Well, you'll be able to probably, since you haven't played for a little bit of time, you might get a better feeling for how your main base or your secondary bases feel after, because there were a few also improvements performance-wise, I think, since you left. So you'll be able to
Uh,
get fresh take a little bit.
Noticed, you're not sure there were performance as well. Let's see. Yeah,
Oh, well,
week
if they
week
weren't, then
141, Project Clinic 3. So there might be a bit of
a little bit,
performance
but you never
improvement
know.
there.
You can also, because if you're constantly exposed to like a loading base or something that's a little bit weirdish, and but yeah, yet again, it's good to be always home. So yeah,
Yeah, but yeah.
but this week
This
is
week, we new creatures. The Arctic
yeah,
Vesper.
yes. So I said it was going to be a bad thing.
Yep. Oh, it is flying, so bat like as in
But
it's flying.
yeah, true. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a cave-based thing, but it does say, as you'll read, that it's the frozen expanses. So that also entails the plains or the openness. So it actually probably is more like just a dreadwing for the
Well,
Arctic.
it is basically in all the Arctic regions of Icarus.
Yeah, nice.
So not only in the null sector expansion, but like all Arctic regions of Icarus.
Mhm.
Yeah. As it states here, the new Arctic Vesper can be found defending its nest in the Arctic regions of Icarus. So yeah.
Yeah,
This week introduces the new Arctic Vesper, which is found in nests spawning in the frozen expanses of Icarus. Expanses plural. The Arctic Vesper is a dangerous foe, flying low to the ground and fiercely defending its nests, where you will be able to find the new guano resource that can be used in biofuel alternative recipes.
interesting.
Ooh. Is this gonna remove the need for tree sap for biofuel? That would, especially in Prometheus, would it be a very good thing.
Well, I don't know how much you'll be able to get out of the nest, and PSAP is quite an abundant resource from sticks usually, right? So,
Yes, but Prometheus doesn't have as much trees as Styx and Icarus, not by a long shot.
yeah,
I mean, you can
indeed.
go for the small trees because they are considered foliage, so they respawn if you have that option enabled.
Yeah, but that's a
Still,
lot of gathering sticks manually, stick by stick, or bush by bush, or shrub or small tree by small tree isn't going to be an efficient way. It's
I
obviously
know.
if you have big trees and you just convert them to sticks that is the best. But yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
your open world, you'll have to go further and further away to find trees.
no true. But that's also depending on how you sort of go about it. But yeah, it could be an alternative fuel so or
Well,
what's it called
we'll see
outsource for
during subsequent gameplay. We'll check it out.
yeah.
And we also briefly mentioned the new card attachments coming in next week. So first couple of notable improvements. Recipes that produce resources such as water or biofuel will now display the amount of that resource produced on the recipe. You can see this in, for example, the composter. I'll have a look during subsequent gameplay. Now, in place of stack count in item tooltips, items with a resource contained within, water, biofuel, electric charge for the batteries, water for canteens and water barrels, etc., biofuel cans and such. They will now show the current units and the total capacity instead. So you no longer like guessing how much is in it and like how full is it still. It'll tell you like what can it hold and what's it currently holding. Nice.
Right, okay.
Here's a nice one. Mount tooltips will no longer show owned by nobody when the owner logged out.
Yeah, that one was quite common.
Yep.
So
So yeah, we'll see. I'll have to log into a multiplayer open world to see what it now states, but probably will be playing my solo open world though. But somewhere maybe this week or next week, I'll see.
Yep.
Remove the dirt mount recipe and blueprint from the tech tree as it's no longer required since the introduction of different tiered shovels. Any blueprint points are refunded if they were allocated. So if you had unlocked them, you'll get the blueprint point back.
Yes, we always need to be very conservative with our blueprint points.
For starting players, yes.
Yes.
So, this week, Arctic Vespers. Arctic Vespers landed in Icarus. New nests are spawning across the Arctic regions of Icarus, where these bat-like mutations, bat-like, can be found. Vespers fly at low altitudes, roughly head height. So not like the Dreadwings which come in from above.
Yeah.
This is going to
That
be
makes it
like
easier, I think, to a certain
eye level.
extent. Okay.
And they will attack when threats come too close to the nests. Now Vespers will provide some needed variety to the Arctic zones. And it now requires you to keep your eyes on the sky as well as on the ground, where familiar polar bears, wolves and other carnivores roam. So look out a little bit more in the Arctic, even more than
Yeah.
before. But
I mean, out of all the zones we're mostly alert, I would say that the Arctic tends to be the one we're most alert.
Arctic and desert as well, because there's not a whole lot of foliage blocking the way.
Well, desert, we're not really too bothered about things. We know we can outrun scorpions, but in the Arctic, if you come around a rock and there's a polar bear that's gonna
Yeah,
lick your face, you'll also eat it along with it. So yeah, it's a
true.
bit more of a, you know, did I hear a twig snap 2 kilometers away, or is it just my imagination? So.
True. Polar bears are tough and have a decent
But it's also the
situational awareness.
scorpions. The Arctic scorpions are definitely something that definitely I didn't want to have something, pop up next to me because there will be uh,
Man,
certain.
they're slow.
No, they probably might be slow, but I definitely think it wouldn't be fun to come across them unexpectedly. So,
Eh. But yeah,
but yeah,
if they're this purplish color, at least they'll stand out.
at night, yeah, I'm not sure about during the day because I think by the pictures above, I think they might blend in a bit more with the Arctic. Colorations, but you never know.
Oh, we'll see.
The mount picture that's shown just below might be this misleading in size because to me that thing could actually look quite big. I don't know why, but it feels
Which one?
like a size.
The two flying Vespers?
No, no, no. You'll
The
see
one
it
below?
if you haven't scrolled down, yeah. Because with the
Might be the
mount,
nest.
yeah, because you'll see there's multiple on them, and I just have a feeling that if I was a person looking at that thing, then it
Let's
would
see.
actually be, the size of a person itself. It won't be a small nest, it'll be a sizable thing.
I don't know. Are those Vespers on it? Yeah, might be.
Yeah, they are. I think they are.
Yeah,
But
these
it's like,
be the
yeah, so it's a
wings.
big communal kind of hive nesting thing. So I think there'll be quite sizable nests, but I think the Vespers themselves are quite, you know, they're not small. They're definitely bigger than a wolf, basically, what I think they're going to be. Anyway,
Well, we will see how well they handle explosive shotgun shells.
yeah, yeah.
Now, Arctic Vesper nests can also be looted for a new resource, guano. This can be used in some new high-volume biofuel recipes. An alternate recipe to volatile acid or volatile substance used for your explosive shells, and another recipe for farm fertilizer. It being guano fertilizer makes sense. Now, guano as a resource is part of our wider intention to provide many alternative recipes for high-use products, while also providing high rewards for hard-to-find resources. A good in-game example is a mammoth tusk, which can be ground down in a mortar and pestle to generate a large amount of epoxy compared to the standard bone recipe. So one tusk is 400 crushed bone, which is 100 epoxy. So one tusk is a full stack of epoxy. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, I can't recall what the ratio was, but I didn't know it was that good. So yeah, if it's a bit
It is that
better,
good.
that sounds good then.
So yeah,
So the
high,
guano should be a decent amount of payout in that sense.
yeah, high reward.
Yeah, high risk, high reward.
Yeah,
So
I like that. Right, coming soon, null sector. As mentioned in previous weeks, the null sector, the Free Prometheus expansion, will include new operations, a new exploration mechanic, new mutated creatures, and one new giant creature. We're still actively working on the null sector with some big mission revamps in the work, more narrative, more
good.
dialogue, and more missions to provide experience it deserves. And yes, Sol is gone, but a new name popped up.
Oh, is it? Well,
It
it's
is.
good that they're increasing the narrative genre of the game, in my opinion. I, feel that if it's an empty, I mean, sharing the own experiences playing together is quite nice, but for people that actually want to have a bit more of a story-driven, genre, would definitely appreciate it.
Yep. Now, this null sector region is not for the faint of heart. All the adjustments and differences are geared towards this being a hardcore survival challenge. So make sure you enter it prepared. And be prepared for a severe resource shortage. Now, if you're interested in reading about what we plan to do with missions in the future, there's a link to a previous patch note. Here's another picture of a nest in Arctic. Looking at the rocks in the background, it is decent sized, this nest. Definitely decent sized.
Yeah, I think so, because even if looking at that photo, it's like, I think if I'm, because, those are, well, if those are big ice chunks that you would pick up, it's actually maybe smaller than anticipated. But for some reason, those mountains on the left, you know,
Yeah.
or it feels that it could be bigger, but you never know. Maybe if you're just, walking along and it's basically the height of your ankle and there's these tiny little things buzzing around, that would be actually
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
True, true.
Anyway,
Okay, next week we're getting some card attachments. Now, since the introduction of different shovels, farming cards have become relatively obsolete in the world of farming, only producing mounts equivalent to the quality delivered by the iron shovel. I mean, you still can do like the mass production of mounts, an entire field,
yeah, but
but
if you have the prawns being able to withstand,
yeah,
all these
they
things,
only
and
can withstand very light storms.
yeah,
Now imagine having planted like 500 crops. Sounds like a lot, but it isn't really a lot, especially with the cards. And then you get a storm, so they get damaged. And then you want to like put the special fertilizer in, which speeds up the recovery. Good luck there, because that you have to do
Well,
by hand, one by one.
yeah, well, that's what farmers have to do all the time. So it does give you maybe a little bit more of a sense what farmers have to deal with. But yeah, if you just want to play a game, yeah.
Yeah, next week we will address this by adding attachments that can be socketed into farming carts to improve the quality of the dirt mounds they produce. A little bit more
Makes sense.
later on in the patch notes.
Makes sense that you should be able to just like a normal attachment attach that in, which is made out of rarer or larger amounts of materials to equip it to just, increase the tier of it.
Exactly.
I'm just wondering, you would kind of really need to make those a little bit of expensive investment so that you can, so it's not just one bar of titanium or something and then bang, you make the highest tier, mountains. So,
Yeah, we will see. Next week they'll be introduced, and then we can see what the costs are gonna be. But, yeah.
mhm.
Now, your support makes these updates possible. Weekly updates, like literally every week. Um, So you have this, for example, the pets bundle for 20% off, which gives you some extra saddles, some extra food troughs, water troughs, etc. Pet companions pack, which gives you some more variety in dogs and cats. And the zebra rescue mission, the only way to obtain a limited amount of tamed zebras to use as a mount, or you just can say, you know what, let's just get everything, and then you have the dynamic bundle complete the set, which basically checks what do you have, what you don't you have yet. I'm adding only what you don't have for a 15% discount. Right, changelog. It's new content. Add the ability to play directional dialogue at world locations by registering dedicated audio components for individual dialogue speakers. So I reckon this is gonna be for that null sector mission.
Uh, yeah, could be.
Individual dialogue speakers. So that sounds like NPC characters with their own voice lines, and directional dialogue, like you can hear where they're standing, left, right, front, rear.
Oh yeah, I mean it's yet again immersion based.
Yep. Adding and enabling the Arctic bats, Arctic Vesper, nest spawning in Arctic zones. Now, Arctic Vesper is the Arctic bat. Do you recall they have been talking about Arctic bats, but also cave bats?
Yeah, that's why I thought that these would be cave based.
Yeah.
But I know that there was also, like I said, it might be. I know they did mention something about caves, and they also mentioned something about, like the ice. Well, I think the icebreaker is maybe that big boat thing. But
Yeah.
it's like they mentioned like weird audio cues for like walking on the ice, and I think that was obviously because these look like spider-ish kind of things when they're on the mound, because it's also like a semi-nest thing. So whilst it's frozen, that'll make a very like clicking like spider legs type of sound over
Nah.
parts like the little thingies,
The
but
spiders
like
are
a
gonna be
crab.
like a separate, like really spider-like creature.
Yeah, yeah,
Otherwise, they wouldn't
yeah.
have had to put in, because they were talking about putting in a
Webs,
arachnophobe
wasn't it?
setting.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Some. I
So
mean, looking at that picture of the things in the dark, I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that looks like semi-scorpionish if you look at just looking at the glow of it. So, but yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, we have the Arctic
But
bats
Rhino
now,
is obviously
but
bat-based, so yeah.
We have the Arctic beds now, the Arctic Vespers. So I hope there will be like cave beds as well.
Yeah, having some more diversity of when you're entering a cave, that it isn't just only
Worms or bees.
worms. That should be good.
Currently it's worms or worms and bees, or sometimes bees only. But yeah, the cave beds would be a nice extra. Anyway, adding guano item, icon and alternate recipes for biofuel, volatile substance and fertilizer. Talked about it already. Um, well, the Arctic bed obviously has its own trophy, vestige trophy, everything. Good. Adding base class for nests and common reward, granting logic. Otherwise you'll never get a guano. Arctic bed vestige trophy icons. Oh, they said this here already, but okay. Fixed texture group for bed creatures textures. The beds are no longer 4K. Okay. Disabled friendly fire on bed dive attacks. Now I'm not sure, is
Oh,
this friendly fire between beds?
yeah, apparently.
Or if I'm shooting at a bed and I accidentally hit you, you don't take any damage.
No, I think it's maybe based upon the friendly fire between the bats. I think that maybe because they were grouped together, that maybe they were doing damage to each other. Because remember, animals can do damage against each other.
Yep. Oh, they can.
So,
We have seen Polar Bear fight Scorpion King, etc.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
come on.
yeah, of course, like friendly fires between players, disable it. This gonna be a tad hard to code this in, because I mean, if I'm getting attacked from a bat by a bat from the left, and I shoot you on my right, then you should definitely take damage. But if the bat is between you and me, then yeah. So yeah, I think there's going to be a tad hard to code that in. So I as well think it's friendly fire between bats, but.
Yeah.
Fix a typo in the Vesper trophy item description. Yeah, something that came from experimental branch. A couple of fixes. Adjusting the blueprint of water jerrycans to use updated parameter. Works the same, just simplifying the setup. Some updates and fixes to grenades to help the audio make sense. Fix grenade throws not having unhide actor component on grenade throw animation, resulting in only the first grenade being visible. That's annoying. If the subsequent grenades aren't visible, then you don't know where you're throwing it at. So glad I fixed that.
Yeah.
Adding more rockfalls for the cave. Not sure which cave, but more forbid rockfalls to add more dimension to the environment. Tweaks to spawn rates, etc. Also adding a slow modulated eerie wind. This might actually be the cave towards the null sector, I was thinking.
Could be. I mean,
But
they probably want to make it a bit more spooky or daunting or scary for people to have it sit in, or like, hit home that it is a harder, challenge, or maybe.
also, why else should I call it the cave?
True.
Without any more info at like which cave they're talking about. So,
Yeah, could be.
okay, fixed placement of notifying grenade montage. Adjustment to grenade bounce audio to make additional bounces feel smaller. Correcting a wrong grenade fix. Thank you. Added data table validation to catch drop chances under 1%. Don't make it 0, but make it at least 1. Yeah.
Interesting. There were items with a drop chance of less than 1%.
Apparently.
Interesting. Those were the T-bone steaks of the bears when we had to when they came out.
Quite possibly, yeah. Fix frag grenade effects not being played if the grenade never hits anything. Well, it'll always hit the floor at least, I'd say, but okay.
I don't know. Maybe if you yeet it into the sky, I don't know if it has the timer to be able to explode before it hits the ground, and especially if you yeet it off a cliff.
Yeah, it would have to be a quite high cliff though.
I mean, even the one close to your base, if you throw it in the air, the grenade shouldn't hit the ground.
Don't know.
Your main base, the open world one. But anyway.
I could try the the Olympus one, the mountain castle.
No, I mean just the one by your main base. If you went to the top of your cliff where you kind of bait the people with your scanner thing, if you just went up there and just threw a grenade looking up into the thing over there, it should theoretically explode before then. But you never know.
True. Added reworked iron buildables, railings, doors, trapdoor hatch, etc. I wonder whether or not if you had it deployed already, whether or not it gets the new mesh. We'll see. Probably. If it's just a mesh change and not an item change, then
It should just be changed.
exactly. Change the glass building's opacity mask clip value to 0.01%. This should fix the issue where highlighting glass building pieces or deployables had a very noisy appearance. Huh?
Yeah, that's the lines from a distance noisiness, I think. So
adjusted collision around horse's neck to significantly reduce how much the hair sticks out to the side when the head is turned, as well as fix some bad skinning in some areas, most notably around the neck and tail. Are these the workshop horses? No.
I think that's the McCollum
Tyrannus?
yeah, I think so. It could also be those. I'm not sure. I never really took a close look how well the model was skinned, but okay, you might have some people that really like their details. So yeah.
Yeah, I never pay too much attention to how the skinned carcass looks either.
I've taken a look once or twice, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty detailed already. So
Yeah.
it's like in the Far Cry series, it's extremely detailed. So, but yeah.
They also fixed skinning on the mane and the tail to properly match the body skinning. Okay, how do you skin the tail? The tail is just hair, but okay.
Yeah, usually you don't skin the tail.
Oh, you
You
leave it on
just
the carcass?
chop
Okay.
it off. No, yeah, I mean, no. Usually it's you break it off and you just, I mean, you could like a rabbit's foot, you turn it inside out. That freaking, it just comes off.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
they're talking about a horse here.
Oh yeah.
So. Nah, okay. Fix small candles setting things on fire aggressively.
Ooh,
Oops.
that would have been fun.
I know, right?
Yeah, play a fire, you're gonna get burnt.
So you light a candle, all of a sudden your whole base is on fire. Oopsie.
Yeah.
Now, some candles were using flammable campfire, and some weren't using anything. I'm talking about like the difference between like the beeswax candle and brutalist and industrial, or I don't know. Was now made consistent with all candles. So all candles should now act the same and hopefully no longer set your base on fire. Remove the dirt mount recipe and blueprint. Talked about that already. Some adjustments to spear impact audio, making it slightly longer than the standard arrows to accommodate for boss throwing spears. I assume boss throwing spears, like the items you sometimes see in the future content, and
Yeah, I
not
think so.
and not talking about a boss
Throwing
throwing
spears.
spears.
Yeah. I think boss mod. Boss drop class throwing spears. Yeah, which
Exactly.
makes sense.
Blend out and disable post-process volume on a respawn pod after it's landed. This fixes the lighting being darkened when walking near the seat of the ship. Never actually noticed it, but okay. This one, however, I have noticed. Turning off the light on the machining bench by default. Otherwise, the light will be on permanently until the machine is first used. It will toggle automatically when recipes start and stop processing, as it should be. Now I have, on my solo open world, for example, I have used this machining bench, obviously. Still the light is on. So maybe it's like by default on each time you start a session until you actually use it.
What color is the light?
Yellowish. Just an electric light bulb.
Oh, because if it was a green light, I'm like, oh, it's ready for use, which
Nah,
means I can use it. But even then, if you think about it, if you turn on your stove, usually you have like a stove light, which not like the light above it, but just next to the plug, that indicates that the stove has power on because people turn it off usually. So maybe it just indicates that it has power and it's ready
nah.
for going.
This is like, hey, you wanna produce something on this bench. Here's a little light to light
Oh,
the workspace, the bench
oh,
itself, the top of the bench.
mm, mm, mm.
Not like ambient light, but really for the
It's
bench
not a
itself.
button somewhere, but an actual light. We got
Yeah,
it. A lamp light.
exactly. Like I said, a bulb. It's just a light bulb.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you get small bulbs, but oh yeah, right,
True,
go on.
true, true. Yeah, no, it should be off by default and only turn on when you actually craft something there.
Well, having it off might, be nice because you could actually find it in a semi-dark-ish room. So, it's like, oh, there's the bench. But yeah, either way, it's gone.
Updated the last few RN buildables to use the kit textures. Full LED pass on all RN buildable with custom LEDs for assets using corrugated geo. Updated the RN door, hatch, window and gate blueprints with new buildables. Talking about that is also something I now finally can do. Make new gates.
Oh
They
yeah,
were,
yeah, you mean, yeah,
yeah, they were
yeah,
introduced during my vacation, so yeah,
yeah.
lots to do. Fixed bug where mount tooltips would show owned by nobody when the owner logged out. Talked about that. Fixed bug where long player names wouldn't fit on the mount tooltip owned by section, making it monkey proof.
Yep.
Fix a typo in the portable beacon flavor text. Never noticed the typo there, but then again, I don't really read them anyway, so. Adding missing data table setups for Molotov for the audio I did 2 years ago. Removed animations from the frag grenade that were pulling the pin, etc. So, Molotov cocktail. We're gonna get Molotov cocktails. So how? We take a glass bottle, we take biofuel, and we take a piece of fiber, and then make a Molotov cocktail out of it?
Alcohol.
I don't know. I would say biofuel.
No, but remember they talked about alcohol. Previous
Don't know.
patch notes. There was a mentioning of fermentation and those types of things as well. But anyway, it's
True,
whichever way.
true.
It'll be useful to make a Molotov because currently it's what, fire arrows and fire bullets, and that's about it. So
Incendiary rounds, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the obsidian ones,
Flare. We were
uh,
able to set something alight with a flare. Oh no, we shot like
not
green
with a
flares or white.
flare. No, you were able
That
to
should
set with
definitely.
a fire arrow, not with a
Oh
flare
yeah.
though.
I still think a flare should freaking set something ablaze. But anyway,
Yeah, but
yeah, you take a flare to the face and tell me if it burns.
no, thank you. Okay, composition mission: fix the end timer being too long and not providing feedback to the players. Good. Adjustments to spare flying audio to accommodate better for variances in speed. Like press and hold longer to throw with more force. So it flies faster, so the audio should be slightly different. Okay. I can understand that. Adding pickup spear, wood and metal events and applying to the data table entries. More audio, just timing of spear whoosh. Fix accidental change to spear notified to the wrong place. Okay. Fix turret targeting isn't working as desired for some deployment angles. Still having issues with turrets apparently. Okay. Fix a race condition crash reported in Sentry relating to train anchor asynchronous tasks and shutting down the level. I assume we're talking about a crash when you try to load a prospect. Well, good for the players who suffer from this. So yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Some future content. Added dialogue entries for Captain Church. Told you, new name's gonna pop up.
Yeah. Oh, is that for? Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So I assume this is gonna be the replacement for Sol, or a
Yeah,
replacement for Sol.
would be a fair assumption.
We're gonna get metal grades, floor grades, stair grades. Like make a walkway and not like a solid piece of metal, but a metal grade. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds reasonable.
yeah,
So yeah, make a nice walkway, for example, on the outside of your base.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah, or going up a cliff or something. I can see applications where you would want to use a grate instead of like solid pieces
solid.
of metal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more, sensible in certain instances. Usually
Yeah,
be like, but yeah, I mean, it could definitely be, sensible.
exactly. And let's see. So this should medic scanner tweaks. This should also fix the flipped scanners in third person. So we've seen this with what was it? The cave scanner, I believe. I seem to recall that it was a cave scanner where, when it was introduced, if you had it in your hand in third person view, it was fine, but if you had it in your hand in first person view, it was upside down.
Oh yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Not a whole lot more here, I believe.
Not really. There's another 8 bomber first and third mark meshes, so more boss or creature specific items. And
Here,
more dialogue.
add dialogue speaker implementation to mission
Yeah,
NPC base. So the
of the
directional dialogue
directional
can
stuff.
be
Yeah,
implemented when
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
So there is no directional dialogue yet, but they are preparing for it.
Yeah, now the thing with directional dialogue is that realistically you're in a spacesuit, so you're not really speaking, through the air like a normal person. You're speaking through an intercom system in the helmet, but maybe not, so
Good question. Good point. It's never been
I mean, Sol would speak to you through their radio comms, so he's not like next to you. He's obviously calling from
True,
top down.
true.
But we would hear, animals doing things outside, so there could be like internal, like microphones on the outside of the suit that picks up and we play it internally. That's actually what gives you your immersion-based thing. So it could just be that. So yeah,
Surround
just
sound radio. Because yeah, animal sounds are directional.
no, exactly they
And
are.
all the
So hence, I
sounds.
think maybe it's just it's 5.1 speaker built into your helmet. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah. Plow attachments. Steel,
Yeah,
platinum and titanium.
yeah.
So
I just
three
hope that
new
there's a
ones.
lot of titanium actually. So it's if it's going to be too easy to get, then well, it might as well. It's not the end of the world.
True, but don't forget titanium only protects till what, level 5 storms. Not all the storms, for that you need the
Oh yeah, that's a
workshop
space
shovel.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spy workshop one.
So will
So
there be a workshop plow attachment? Hmm.
probably, I'm not sure.
And I don't know, or would it be a bit too OP?
Maybe. Well, not really. I mean, you still have to tame an animal, build a cart, and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
but
I mean,
once you've done that,
realistically,
it's like one time thing, and then once you've done it,
yeah,
and then you can plant like
yeah,
100 of each crop, and it
true.
would not wither, it would not spoil, it would not take damage, etc.,
Yeah, it's a
etc.,
little bit
etc.
overpowered, agreed. So yeah, it would just depend. But yeah, I think it's a little bit.
Talking about it, would not wither slash spoil. I'm not sure that talent is working for the seed cards though. I know it is working for the manually crafted mounts with the
Mm,
shovel, but I'm not sure whether or not the talent works for mounts you create with the cards. Huh. Need to test that on
I
my main open world, because my main character does not have the talent.
yeah, I still think the
Some, yeah.
definitely looking forward to the sugar cane, because
Oh
that one
yeah.
will be aesthetically nice to put it in the house as well. I think it'll add some, especially in your cabin one, the rustic wood one. I think will be a nice sort
In
of.
the house, that would mean a hydroponics plot,
Just give it
because
time. I mean, not
otherwise
for
it
actual
won't
harvesting,
grow.
just for aesthetics. I think it
True,
should
true.
grow just for aesthetics. It's not like you're gonna harvest it. It's just make things pretty. Just add a
True.
bit of green lushness to it. But anyway, and then yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yep. That's about the patch notes. So, nice and quick patch notes today, 45 minutes ish.
Do you still have a list of things that you wanted to run through for testing?
Not really a list yet. It's a list in my head, so I'll be doing
Nice.
some. I'll be loading into my solo open world. I'll be doing primarily, I think, a bit of fiddling around with those new stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Plant some sugarcane, like get me the seeds from workshop, or do a simple mission, a couple of simple missions to get the seeds. I think I'm just gonna do the easy way and get them from the workshop.
Yeah,
Uh, Plant some sugarcane so I can start looking at those new recipes as
candies.
well.
Yeah, true, true.
And like,
Remember to try using a sickle to see if it actually increases the yield. I'm not sure on this one if it would or wouldn't.
usually it does actually, I believe. Also with crop plots,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
you need a
Test it.
pretty big sample set to actually
Make it
be
well,
make
do you
a educated.
do you have the workshop sickle? Because when you have enough resources, you might as well take the best of the best and see if it. Oh, I'm sure it is the workshop sickle the best. I thought it
I
was.
have a titanium one. I have like all
Yeah,
titanium, so
yeah. So I think that one would probably be better. But anyway,
well, we'll see. So yeah, I think this gonna be I'm gonna be doing a solo one first. Maybe somewhere this weekend or so I'll do a bit of main character so I can check some other things as well. But I'm gonna do a solo one now, and obviously check IS. Go visit the Arctic, try and find me some Vesper, see how well they do against explosive shotgun shells.
Yeah, because there was also the recipe changed for the shotgun shells, the yields changed for the
True.
shotgun
Yep.
shells.
I have not. You're
Yeah,
right. I have not checked the new recipes for the shotgun stuff.
yeah.
True. This
So
was
yeah, a
the
lot of
first week
things to
of my
go through.
vacation, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a lot of small things to go through.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break, like 10-ish minutes, and then I will be back for some gameplay. So, thanks for being here, Carl. Really appreciate it.
No problems. I'll probably try and see how long I can. I mean, I will probably be awake for another half an hour to an hour, so I'll at least be able to join the stream for a little while and remind you of things if I remember something that you might have forgotten, but I
Okay.
doubt that it will be the case. Otherwise, yeah, I'll check online in a bit.
Okay. And thank you all for watching. And I hope I'll see you in a couple of minutes in the gameplay.